And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. We're going to check in with the Georgia Southern football team. They started practice just over a week ago and then went to full pads and it progressed to their first scrimmage of the preseason at Paulson Stadium. We'll hear from head coach Clay Helton and some of the players. As for our area high schools, they've been playing some scrimmage games and now the real things get underway. Coming up here Friday night, we'll hear from Bulloch Academy, Southeast Bulloch, and Statesboro. Also the Portal Panthers getting things underway. They're the only team that will be playing at home this Friday night. All that and more coming up on Upon Further Review. Reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888. or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com. Cook's Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCook's Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCook's Pharmacy offers free local deliveries and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCook's Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles officially got the preseason underway recently at Paulson Stadium. We had a chance to talk with head coach Clay Helton and a few of the players about the excitement of getting back on the field.
When you go back to the end of last season and you had 15 season-ending injuries, you were like holding your breath at each second. Well, today, to see the depth on both sides of the ball, you can tell right now, if good Lord willing, we stay healthy, which I expect us to with the job that Coach Steiner did over the summer. You know, we've got an opportunity to really play a lot of people. And we've got a lot of work to do. That's the other thing I took away. There's 40 newcomers, you know, on this football team that have learned our culture, have learned our standards, but now they've got to learn our expectations on the field and gain their role and earn their role within the system into that first ball game. So very pleased with the kids' energy, their focus, their want to, their work ethic. It's our job as coaches to make sure that we perfect what we do. They've put a ton of work in to be able to get to this point, and we just feel like a bigger, stronger, faster football team and a deeper football team. You know, you go through the amount of spring that we went through, the amount of plays, as well as even today, no injuries, knock on wood. I mean, that's because they've trained their bodies for this game, and very proud of them.
We've been waiting for this moment, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement around getting out there on the field. I thought we flew around today well, a lot of energy, like I said, and so feels good to be back playing football. I have a lot of faith and confidence in Coach Helton and confidence in myself also. You know, at the end of the day, we got a lot of great quarterbacks in the room, and we're going to sharpen each other every single day. So that's a really important thing because we're just going to keep making each other better. You know, I was very fortunate to be able to ease into a leadership role here. It was a very smooth transition for me, and just the culture here has been so amazing. So I'm just thankful to be in this program.
That's the plan, just to keep getting better each and every day. You know, we're going to have some new guys up there with us. And, you know, our goal is just to bring them up to speed with us and just getting them ready to play when it's time. We always have a slogan that 5 is 1. And so it's all 5 guys. If one is out of line, then the whole 5 is out of line. We work on our chemistry each and every day. I mean, you know, the line, we're a tight group. So our chemistry, it's not even just in the building, it's outside the building. We hang out with each other, so our chemistry been building since January.
It's different from last year because we all, like, getting to know we're not really getting to know each other as much. Like, we're having a great time with the coaches. We have a good feel for the coaches this year, so I feel like we're doing pretty well. We're more comfortable, like I said, with each other. The plays, wise, we're not trying to be in our head as much, learning plays. Like, we're really just flying around, being ourselves, having more confidence than usual. So.
Well, the Eagles progressed to having their first day of pads, which was taking place at Eagle Creek. The Eagles only having 2 practices at Eagle Creek this preseason, but Coach Helton talked a little bit about the importance of being over at Eagle Creek.
you get a few number of pad days in training camp, so we went right to having the opportunity to tackle and using every opportunity we can to get full speed live playing football. And to do it at Eagle Creek is special. You know, first day in pads, you come straight to here because this is where the tradition of excellence, you know, was founded. This is the foundation of it. So to see the guys be able to play full speed ball, we're going to learn a lot from this practice. You know, it's one thing to work your fundamentals and technique and all your assignments, then you go play live and you put it on tape, and you can see some young kid mistakes. You see some vets play really well. You see some big time players come up and make some big time plays. So really competitive practice. Thank goodness it's only practice 6. We got 19 to go, and thank goodness we got a couple more live opportunities, one being this Saturday at Paulson.
Georgia Southern moved on to have their first scrimmage Friday evening, followed by a fan fest and a Little Eagles camp taking place at Paulson Stadium. We had a chance to talk with Coach about the scrimmage, which was dominated by the defense on Saturday.
A couple things showed up again. One is just how deep we are on defense. We got to play a lot of guys, and the production didn't fall down from the 1s and the 2s. I thought they played at a consistently high level, and they're tackling a lot better than we were a year ago, especially in open space. So exciting day defensively. Obviously, when one side does good, you want the other side to do better. There were some good flashes offensively. I thought Davis played really good, consistent football. Thought he made some good decision making, got the ball out. Ball moved with him, obviously. Found 2 for a touchdown, found Durham for a touchdown. But thank goodness, you know, we've got about 19 practices to go here and still got the opportunity to get better.
And stay with us. Coming up next, we'll talk to some of our area high school coaches about their respective matchups coming up Friday. It's now time for our Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Morris Bank.
Owning a small business is kind of a big deal. State Farm agents can help you find the right insurance coverage at the right price.
Call State Farm agent Matthew Tyson in Statesboro today.
Well, the Statesboro Blue Devils getting set to usher in the Matt Dobson era coming up Friday night on the road at Glenn Academy. Dobson, of course, played at Georgia Southern, had the spring to be able to try to implement his new spread offensive attack. The Blue Devils were able to win their scrimmage game on the road in Ludowici against Long County, 21-14. They're hoping to learn from that and move on and pick up a victory coming up Friday night in Brunswick.
Yeah, the biggest thing, I was just proud of our guys. They handled a little bit of adversity. We gave up 2 big plays defensively in the first quarter that, you know, we kind of worked all week on and gave up those 2 big plays, and our guys responded really well defensively. In the second quarter, we were able to shut the run game down and really take control of the game in the second quarter, offensively, defensively. And so proud of our guys for handling adversity. We definitely found some areas we got to get better at, improve at, some pieces we got to move around and you know, make sure we got the right pieces to the puzzle out there. But felt really good about the way our guys handled adversity, and the energy and the effort they played with was really good. Yeah, they're really well coached. Coach Hidalgo does a really good job with Glenn Academy. He's been there a number of years and done a really good job. They're going to be well coached on special teams. They're going to do a good job in that phase of the game, so we got to be sound there. Offensive wise, they're under center. They're big up front. You know, got an explosive receiver, big kid. And so they do a good job of knowing their assignments and executing their offense. So we just have to be gap sound defensively, find ways to stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and make them throw the football. And then defensively, once again, they're a sound defense. They you know, don't give up a lot of big plays. They're physical. And so we got to match the physicality. We got to establish the run game early on in the game and find ways to make explosive plays in the run game. I just want to see us go out there and you know, live up to our standard, you know, play with great effort, play with great energy, take care of the football offensively, try to create some turnovers defensively, play great in the special forces, and then, like I said, establish the run. I think those are going to be the keys of the game is holding on to the football, creating some turnovers, winning the special teams, and then who can run the ball better, because they're definitely going to try to do it, and we've got to match that physicality and do it ourselves.
Moving on to the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets under head coach Jared Zito. The Yellow Jackets moved up in classification last year and struggled with only 2 victories on the season. Early in the year, they lost a nail-biter to Liberty County, hoping for a little payback. Coming up this Friday as they travel to Hinesville to take on Liberty County, we talked to head coach Jared Zito about the scrimmage game that the Yellow Jackets won in victory over South Effingham on the road this past Friday, and what he expects this Friday when things really get started in Hinesville.
If you get a chance to win, I think that's always good for morale and good for pride and spirit. So that's important. But the takeaways. We started off the game, I'd say, slow on both sides of the football. But I was really proud of how we responded. Especially we had a lightning delay. Really regrouped. I thought we came out and played really, really good defense. The rest of the game didn't give up any scores and really had several 3-and-outs. Offensively, we were not consistent, but you started to click on some things that I think only game speed's going to help that process. I didn't like we put the ball on the ground a little bit too much for me, or even had a situation where we had maybe a exchange issue with the quarterback center or with the running backs. We have to clean those things up. We had a couple false starts, maybe first game jitters. Those are the big takeaways. And there's always some personnel evaluation. So we made a few moves this week, and we'll start to make today and yesterday. We made a few of those to get ready for Liberty. The last 2 years, Liberty's got the best end of the deal. Both years, both close games. Both games we could have won, but Liberty is a team that is very opportunistic, very athletic. They will make plays. And when nothing seems to be there, they'll be fast on defense and get off blocks. They'll be athletic offensively. Quarterback does a good job, but last year he did scrambling and still throwing the football down the field. So the big takeaways for us just going into this game, we've got to limit their big plays. We've got to play with great leverage, make them drive the football, and can't turn the ball over. Last year we turned it over twice that were direct results and touchdowns. One was a tip pass pick six. One was they ripped the ball out of the arm of a quarterback and scored. So we got to clean those things up, because a team like Liberty will make you pay.
Moving on to the Bulloch Academy Gators. Bulloch Academy had a lot of games last year that they were leading or tied going into the fourth quarter and were unable to capitalize in those games under first-year head coach Aaron Phillips. Coach Phillips hoping that a couple scrimmages that the Gators had will help pay off as they open the season on the road coming up Friday night at Tiftaria.
I'm really pleased of where we're going and how much we progressed from game 1 to scrimmage 2, I guess, and we hope to continue that. I hope our guys understand, we've kind of preached it, that they're for real now. We kind of had the tune-ups and the warm-ups, but all these count, especially when we do, in our association, we do the rankings. One game could keep you from hosting or not even making it, just whatever the scenario is. They return a lot. They were young last year, so they return a lot of guys. Quarterback's a really good player, 6'4", 185-pound quarterback, spins it real well. Coach Eric Soliday, he's a Hall of Famer in the state of Georgia. He's in the Georgia Coaches Hall of Fame, 200-game winner at least, and a couple state titles with America's Sumter back in the day. And, his brother Casey Soliday is the head coach at Irwin County, and we all know Irwin's, a powerhouse in single A. So he is a offensive kind of mastermind. So they are very well coached offensively. And they're going to, pose some challenges. We built our defense this year to play teams like Tiftaria, more spread type teams. That's kind of what we're starting to see. No one really does what we do. No one wants to line up with 2 backs and run the football a lot anymore. So we kind of adjusted our defense and built our new defense kind of around that. So now we're kind of going to get to play somebody that, is kind of going to play into us a little bit. So hopefully we can continue to get better tackling in space, and they're going to throw it around the ballpark a little bit. So and defensively, last year we were kind of able. We scored 42 pretty quickly. and we're able to get a lot of young guys in. Hopefully it's the case this year. Defensively, we think they're going to give us a 3-4 look and then possibly bounce into some 4-man fronts. With us and our system, we kind of take what you give us. We don't necessarily worry a whole lot about scheme because you can't take it all from us. That's why the triple option is kind of it's hard to defend. But just going down there playing a quality opponent that's going to be well coached and do the little things right, that's always a challenge. But our kids are anxious. They're ready to go. And having 13 seniors who've been in the program now with me for 2 years, and these group of guys care about the program. They hold each other accountable. The young guys are learning from them. So being able to have that and going into our second year, I think it's going to be a good combination to have a lot of success.
As for the Portal Panthers, they were able to knock off Bulloch Academy in their first scrimmage of the season, which took place at Paulson Stadium by a score of 27-21, and then they turned around and beat Claxton this past week at home, winning 34-7. Head coach Jason McEachin and the team looking to start off 1-0. They'll be the only team playing at home this Friday night, as they will be hosting Hawkinsville at 7:30. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.